is going to introduce our special guest today, our district governor.
All right, good morning, everyone. So one of the truly great things about being a Rotarian is not only do we get to do good in the world, but we get to meet great people in the process of doing good. And Byron is one of those people that is truly a great person that I'm afraid to say I probably would not have ever had a chance to cross paths with her if not for being a Rotarian, because Penny's from Patterson, works in Patterson. You're actually from Wasaya? Where? Wingdale. I knew it was a W down there. But I suspect that we wouldn't have ever gotten a chance to meet each other if not for the time we spend together in Rotary. And I truly treasure that. Penny is not only our leader as our district governor, but she's also a very dear friend. She's a mother of two, a grandmother of four, believe it or not. That's remarkable to me. And a businesswoman in a family business. She is the office manager for the body shop in Patterson. But she's, as I shared with you, I won't repeat all of the great things I said about her because she's so humble she'd get embarrassed if I were to repeat the things I said about her last week. But the bottom line is that as I did say last week, Penny is a great leader, our district governor, and is here to listen. So she has a few words to share with you, but the terrific thing about Penny is she's truly here to listen to you, to hear about your club, and hear how the district can help you. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce to you your district governor, Penny Byron. I just talked to you. Good night.
So far when I've been visiting the different clubs, I'm getting the reputation of being very different than most district governors because I don't like to type. So I have a cheat sheet, some reminders of things that we're doing. So it's a new year and a new theme, and it's Light Up Rotary. And Lewis has a whole bunch of fancy little pins he's going to pass around because we all know it's not just kids that like pins, Rotarians love pins. So went out to San Diego, and my husband was looking at different people saying, really, by the end of the week, he was coated. He looked like one of the youth exchange students. So that was kind of fun. I'd like to congratulate your club on everything you've done, and you engaged all the families last year with Drew, and we had a great district conference, and it was a little leery about going. We're going to have cake and milk and cookies and milk for breaks and things like that. It's like, okay, but once we got there, they were warm chocolate chips and such. Really pretty cool, and I did have my 4 grandkids there, so they had a blast, going up and down the slides, as did the grown-ups. So as you know, we have 62 clubs, and I'm bound and determined I'm going to visit all clubs before the end of October, trying to do 3 or 4. I'm not a winter person, so I work in the body shop for a reason. But so that's my goal, is I'm visiting like 3 or 4 clubs a week. Then tomorrow I go visit past District Governor Tam's club. I think that's going to be kind of the furthest north up in this direction on this side. I visited most of the clubs over on the other side of the Hudson that are up north. The ones that are down towards Rockland and stuff, I'm not quite so nervous about. We also have an E-club, and many of you know Betty Renner. She had stepped back out of a regular club for a while, and she's come back into our E-club, and she's actually agreed, I'm so happy, that she's going to be working on our literacy and speakers bureau for this year. So she's back. And also this year, Gary Wang asked us to light up Rotary. And it was interesting because we're all talking about promoting Rotary and bragging about what we do and getting the word out, and President Wang is talking about Rotary Days. And technically that's pretty much what we already do, but maybe if you don't have a whole lot of Rotary symbols out there, just to really let the community know that with the community fundraisers and different projects that you do, that we may have your hats or your shirts, or you have banners out there. I know a lot of the communities really know, when you say Rotary, and right away they know about different projects and things that are being done. In Patterson, in my club, it's not so much, because a lot of the people that are in the community, they're out working during the day, so when we're doing things in the community, we have to take a lot of pictures and get them out in the little local newspapers and things so that they can see what we're doing. And we also get very active with the fire department and things like that in our little community, because we have a veteran community where most everybody's just passing through on the way to work. I was telling Lewis and a couple of other people that we actually have the president of our club last year is from Red Hook. So I texted him this morning saying, we're crossing paths, I'm sure, this morning, as he's going to my Rotary meeting and I was going up here. But he actually works down in Brewster in our area, so we have a lot of pass-throughs. At the district assembly, I mentioned that I'm going to be doing a survey. And it's not going to be the average survey, it's not from RI, and it's not technically from the district kind of thing. Actually, it's from Penny. So questions might be a little different. And just some things for you to think about. I'd like to find out, it could be in your club, it could be yourself, or possibly a local club nearby, or in the district. Do you know of a Rotarian that goes above and beyond and does some really extra things maybe? Also about your club, are there any projects that you just really hold close to your heart and that you just absolutely love to do? Fundraisers that you like to do? We're going to try to share those things with other people. I'm going to try to do a monthly meeting, a monthly newsletter. And in the newsletter, I'd like to highlight or spotlight a Rotarian in our district that maybe they do a lot of good, but they don't necessarily brag about it. So we're going to do a little bragging for them. It's nice to get thank yous once in a while, unexpectedly. And then also, we actually had a small membership meeting on Saturday with the AGAs of membership, and it ended up morphing into a fundraising meeting, which was kind of interesting because a lot of times when you talk about projects, people automatically say, oh, this is what we do and it's a fundraiser. But a lot of the projects that we were initially talking about with membership is when you're out in the community and you're maybe cleaning a senior citizen's lawn or something like that, and somebody walks by and says, oh, are you a relative? No, we're Rotarians, we're helping out. And just kind of get the word out and we get people interested in Rotary that way. So consider it a giant brainstorming sessions with about 1,700 people of the friends that you know in Rotary. And I'm going to let everybody know all the replies that we get. And maybe Nick and Louis can come up with some questions that they might like to hear for the upcoming year. It's kind of fun because we've kind of gotten together with a couple of different things and some ideas of continuity and trying to do some different things within the district. Also, I talked about Rotary Days, and in that, President Lang is very interested in also getting the Interact and Rotaract and possibly Early Act. I don't think we have any in our district right now, but there are some in other districts, and that's usually the 4th graders to the middle schoolers. And they do things for like the 4-way test regarding bullying and things like that out in the community, which is kind of interesting, and they have like little essay contests just like we do in the high schools. So how you light up Rotary is really up to you, because you know best what the people in your community need and how best to help those people. Because as a district, we all do great things, and without the members, there wouldn't be the clubs, there wouldn't be the districts, and Rotary International would be a herding unit if it wasn't for us. So one of the other things that we were going on to that, we were talking about that. One thing that we really liked as incoming district governors, when we were presented at the conference, you actually get presented to the RI president, which is kind of like graduation, I guess. And in that session, he talked about how there's no Rotary police. So if you want to switch up your Rotary club or change things, when you hold your meetings, you don't want to have a meal, you want to just have hors d'oeuvres or something like that, you can try it. Nobody's going to, say, shouldn't do that. Because they really realize that we've got to change to try to keep, more members and everybody interested in coming to us. So being from Thailand, bless you. Being from Thailand, he also spoke about the Confucius way, which is, it was really awesome when we were in the assembly, and those of you who were at the district assembly, I spoke about this. You're in a room with about a little over 2,000 people, giant auditorium, and they turned out all the lights. And what happens is, up on the screen you see a little tea light, and then there's another little tea light, and they're in different locations. We didn't realize it at the time, but they had gotten probably about 50 to 100 people as they were coming in, and they were handing them tea lights. And when they saw a light come at a certain side of the screen, they were supposed to light their little electric light. So it was kind of like having fireflies almost in the room. And so it slowly started to light up, and then they brought the lights up in the room. And what he said was that Rotary is the Confucius way by, if I light a candle, and you light a candle, and 1.2 Rotarians around the world light a candle, then we're going to light up the world. And what we do as Rotarians is, we know a lot of people that maybe are in a dark place or they're having a hard time economically. And as Rotarians, we know about them, and we don't just, read about it in the news or whatever. We actually get engaged and we try to help them out as best we can. So that's pretty much it. So I figure at the end of this year, after we're lighting up Rotary, there's not going to be any questions about, what is Rotary, because we're going to light up the town.